Who do you think are more scared of rejections when it comes to the dating scene? Man or woman?
Oh, definitely the man.
You think so?
I think definitely the man because again, I think men want to be the ones to set the tone, want to be the ones in control. So like when they get rejected, I feel like it's like, oh, where did I go wrong? Like, you know what I'm saying? Versus this isn't for me. You know, like for you guys, you gotta be successful is not getting rejected. You know, I feel like that's how you guys compute it. And I could be wrong, you know, but I feel like you guys hit it hard. And again, y'all chase the trophy. So, like, you can't run back to your boy and be like, oh, I got it. Da, da, da. Like, you know, so it's different. I think when women are rejected, also, I feel like with women, we have more of a process, a healthy healing process, or we have friends to talk about it with, and you know, and we say like we have that person to say it's not you, like, you know what I'm saying, and to go back out there. Versus I feel like with men it's like, dude, what did you do wrong? Like, I told you not to do that, like, da da da. Again, it's almost like you gotta do the check marks. If you don't, then you're not a man, or it automatically says something of value to your masculinity or your, like, how you view yourself as a man. And those two things are not, 1 plus 1 doesn't equal 2. Sometimes rejection, it just means that you're not for that person, and it doesn't mean that you're not like a man, you're not, you know, an awesome person, da da da. You just don't combat with that person.
Who are more likely to get it rejected? A man or a woman?
I would say
Dun, 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 dun.
in what? I would say in
Dating,
dating.
in dating, like a cold approach, or DMs, social media, anything. Who are more likely to get rejected?
I would say a man
Okay.
is more likely to get rejected. I feel like women are more picky,
Okay.
but also I feel like men have like lower standards. Like, it's like I'll still go out with her to see what I can get from her. Like, you know what I mean? So like it also, again, it also depends on what you talk about as rejection, like dating and at the end of the date or whatever, rejecting, or I don't want to go out on a date with you. I think if it's like straight up, like some hinge or I first see you, men do a lot of rejecting. I feel like, I think that anything past that, then a woman does a lot of the rejecting.
So, you said about men being getting scared, being scared getting rejected, right?
Yeah.
So, if that's the case, that means more women are far likely to get less rejected than men, but men still do the most approaches out there, right? Don't you think it'd be easier if women were just like, you know what, let me start approaching guys that I like, so guys they don't have to approach me anymore?
Yes and no. And I say yes because I think that, first of all, I don't believe in gender norms. If you like something, then go for it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that that goes for men or a woman. You
Yeah.
know, I think that the problem with that, and I think again, men make their own problems, but I think that women would be more willing. But one, a lot of men don't like that. A lot of men want to be the one that seeks the woman, that makes the initial. And if a woman does make the first step, I feel like men read negatively into that. One, sometimes, not all the time. And two, again, I think that with men, you want to be the man, you want to set the tone, you want to do all these things. So you have to be the hunter based off of based off of how you define your manhood. You have to be the hunter, or if it just becomes problematic. Not for all men, but for a lot of men. And I think that even if you think about history wise, like, it's men that go after the woman, who they want, etc. But women, we have power, because if we don't like you, we can say no. But for the initial stance, I think that it would hurt men in another way, or they wouldn't be interested if more women did do that. And like you said, you guys got to work a little bit. You guys like to work a little bit.
Well, you said something about chasing a woman. Men like to chase. What made you say that?
I think that, why do I say men like to chase?
Because for me, chasing a woman, if you're chasing someone, I mean, the person's running away from you. You're already losing. You're not supposed to chase, but you're supposed to pursue.
Right. But I think that a lot of it has to do with society and social norms. Again, like for men, they define their manhood by getting the trophy, you know? So they are willing to do a little bit more chasing just to prove their point. to prove their manhood to society. I don't think chasing is healthy, but I do see a lot of men doing it more so to prove something to like their peers or even for their ego. But the men that chase versus the men that build, like you can tell the difference. And the men that build aren't trying to fulfill their ego first. It's more so about the whole package, the soul, like where I'm going in my life. Like, yeah, it's going to be good for my ego, but what else is she good for? And for that, you're going to switch how you approach a woman. You're still going to have to put effort, but you're going to be strategic on who you put effort in and what that effort looks like. Because you're not just trying to get the woman, but you're trying to get the woman that you can build with and make sure that she's that woman that you can build with.
Is that true that women are now independent thinkers?
Are not independent thinkers?
Yeah.
Oh, where you hear that from?
What I'm trying to say, a woman, let's say you're in the club, with your friends, female friends. A guy approaches you, trying to get your number. Most women will be like, they go talk to their friend. What do you guys think? Is he cute? Should I give him a number? You know what I'm saying? Versus to men, the men will be like, yo, if I like the bitch, I'ma bag the bitch. I don't give a shit what my nigga says.
Yes and no. If y'all bagging in a public standpoint, it's because the woman fits a certain bill. Because I've seen some men like some women, and they don't come out and strut that woman because, but they get to a point where they love her. So then they begin to strut her. So I feel like for example, if you see a girl who doesn't fit the bill, but for some reason, like, you're into her, you're going to say fuck your friends and in the middle of the club go after her?
I mean, personally, if I like a woman, I don't care what my friend says or they think.
But yeah. I feel like a lot of men don't do that because they are, again, they're chasing the trophy. They're trying to hold a certain bill. I think for women, they are independent thinkers. But I think with women, it's more so of a safe thing. Like, you know about him, like, you think you're trying to play me? Like, but women are going to do what they want to do anyway. Because just like a friend would be like, girl, don't do it. She going to do it if she really want to do it.
Speaking of chasing a trophy, you keep saying that. In my opinion, I think there's an age and there's a time in life that men really chase trophies,
yes.
Trophy girls. Because a man was like 42, 45, I don't think they're chasing a trophy. They want to settle down. Maybe 35 too. You're 35. I mean, you're trying to find somebody you can build with. You know what I mean? Certain things doesn't really like phase you like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but I don't really think men chase trophies like that. That's the most women, because women want to have a man. When their friends see the man, they be like, "Ooh, is that your man? He's cute." They want that validation. But man, we still want, don't get me wrong, we still want that validation, but not as much as you guys want it. So if anything, women are the ones chasing trophy men than men chasing trophy girls or women.
I disagree.
Okay.
And I think that if that was the case, like when you think of like the whole like ride or die or like holding your man down, it's mostly like the woman who will put up with a lot of different things from a man because she loves him, or because like even if he doesn't fit the bill, still stand by his side. I don't think that,
but that's after,
generally speaking, well, even if he looks not up to par, I feel like a woman would be more willing to give a man a chance than a man where like the woman doesn't like fit the bill. And again, that's why I say like what platform, because you'll see a man date a woman who doesn't fit the bill, but it's not as public as the woman that he dated that fit the bill. You know what I'm saying? I feel like with a woman, like if she loves you, she loves you. Like, not everybody thinks Jay-Z is like handsome, but as you see, Beyonce love him. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Good point.
Don't say nothing bad about Beyonce, all right?
Good point.
Because we live, and I'll come at you.
Good point. No, I'm not saying anything about good point. As a man, money, success, status makes you more attractive than anything.
Yes.
Lil Wayne, no offense to my man Lil Wayne, great.
Hold on, but not only to women, but also like your male circle. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, your male, you get respect from your male circles, but we don't want to tell you, damn man, you are handsome, you cute. we tell you straight up, man, you fucking ugly. Yo, if you didn't have money, bro, you getting none of these bitches. We tell you that straight up. But that money, that status makes you cute to women. So Jay-Z might not be cute like that, but his money makes him handsome.
But also, I think that it's not for, and again, this is not every woman, but sometimes it's not the money. Like, especially like if you're like a sapiosexual, like you're very into how the mind works. And if somebody is very successful,
That money gonna make your mind works.
yeah, but like Jay-Z's been through some shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I bet you if I sit down with Jay-Z and talk about business, this, that, and the third, he's going to have some shit to say. So it's not only just about the money, because like some people, especially like if they just got it from their parents, they don't know any better. Like, that's not attractive, especially if you can't manage money. That's not attractive.
Yeah.
But a man who has money, especially if you started from the bottom and you've built it, like that journey is attractive. So yeah, you have the money, but the journey that you took is also attractive. So I think that that is a part that women will want to know about and inquire about. And it's not just about money, but there are women who just, word, he got money, I'm good, I'm set, you know, stability, etc.
Because y'all need protection and provision. That's all y'all need.
Yes, but that's not the only thing that we need.
Like
And
what else do
also,
you guys need though? Besides
well, for example,
Besides
like
good D.
Besides good D and protection, somebody to see us for who we are,
Okay.
to like see our dreams, to contribute to our life, not just financially, but like inspire us, to motivate us, to support us. And I feel like that's another thing, is that like you think that you can just throw money. Like, you can't. And that's why a lot of men, you'll get the woman, but you can't keep her, because how far does the money go? And then there's always another man with money. So if another man comes with the money and the emotional support, then what?
They said men age like wine, women age like milk. What are your thoughts about that?
Men age like
wine,
women age like
milk.
milk.
Do you believe in that? Or not?
No,
Okay.
I disagree. I think it depends on what you do with your body, what you do with yourself. I think that a lot of women look younger than men, but I don't know. That's something I would actually have to think about a little bit more before I really put my thought fully on it.
You don't admit it.
Yeah, but I think, I don't know. I feel like women tend to look more younger, tend to their, again, because these are things that also men don't have to think about. Like, you guys can be old, have the bags under your eyes, etc., like, you know, and still be considered a fine man. But women and like beauty and youth, those kind of go hand in hand.
Facts. You
So
say it right.
I don't know if I
That's what I'm
agree
saying.
with that.
Because a man can be old if he has money. Look at the guy on the Playboy magazine guy. Old guy. His dick probably wasn't working anymore. But I was getting all the bad bitches.
Yeah, but so
Because
is
of money.
Halle Berry, like Taraji P. Like, there's a lot of black women who are old and still look fine as fuck and can pull
Well,
a lot of things.
you can still look good. What I say about that is not about just the look. It's about what can you attract in the sexual markets. Because the Halle Berry, the Taraji, whatever, they still look good. I would definitely smash. But do you think men will take them seriously to the next level as marriage and stuff like that?
And then again, are you trying to fit a bill, go by society, or are you actually going to get to know these women and look for what you're trying to look for? So I think that they will. Of course, women, ageism is real for us, you know? You do see like the younger people and the younger, like even when we think about like the celebrities dating younger women versus women like their age, like it's problematic overall, I think. But again, it depends on what you're actually looking for in an individual. Because also men, you guys age, like there's men that's 40 that still act like they're 12.
Nice.
You know, versus women will be 20 and we'll be operating like we're in our 30s.
Yeah, I know that for a fact. Women mature faster than men, but I don't think it's about you fitting trying to operate based on society. It's just about how men are wired, because men are more wired to, you said it, youth and what was the other one? Youth and what?
Youth and beauty, like
Youth
go hand
and
in
beauty.
hand.
Yeah, but women are more worried about like masculinity, provision men can provide for you. So as that one is a biological trait that we have. So it has nothing to do with society. So
True, but like also what you see though, right?
Mhm.
Is now as a effect of that is like a lot of women, I feel like, and I'm not against, like, do what you want with your body, like, you know what I mean, but I feel like a lot of women do that not because they want it, but because, again, it's something that society says that they should have, or it's going to, increase their odds by getting this plastic surgery, et cetera, et cetera. But if you really think about it, like, if Halle Berry looks good like that, that means that she took care of herself for all them years. She's going to keep taking care of herself. Versus, let's say you meet the 20-year-old who looks young but doesn't have that mentality, and you don't know if she's going to take care of herself. I feel like there's pros and cons, but again, beauty and youth also, and life expectancy, because that's another thing that you don't think about, that has to do with how you treat your body while you're living.
But regardless of how good you might be looking when you're 50, 60s, but you might not get like relationship attention like that. You might get sexual attention from most men, because even men who are 60s, they're not trying to bag a girl's 60. They're trying to bag a girl at least 40, maybe 30, even 20. They would do that. Look at Leo DiCaprio. He's not dating anybody over 25.
True, but I wonder, and I won't say him directly, but I wonder about those men and dating somebody younger, and really why. I don't honestly think it's just because they look younger. I think that sometimes it's also because of the power dynamic, and that those women are a little bit more impressionable and haven't been through certain things. And I feel like older women do challenge men in a way that they don't like to be challenged, because they've been through some stuff. I'm not saying all the time, but a lot of the times that you don't want to deal with the things that come with a more seasoned, a more knowledgeable woman, and you want that, that young, I won't say naive, sometimes naive, but like openness, fresh point of view. You know what I'm saying? And I think that it depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking at the age, and that's, again, just a check mark versus like getting to know a person, then you're going to get what you're going to get, and you can't be upset about that.
You said older women, they like to challenge men. I mean, why do you have to challenge somebody that you love? What's the point of doing that for?
The thing about it is that I'm not challenging you where it's like it's either I'm right or you right, but I may say something that I disagree with. Like, for example, if I know you and I know that you're acting a certain way, I may ask you, well, why do you do that? Like, I noticed this, that, and the third, so I'm just curious on why you do it. And some men, they're not willing to do that, or they're not used to having a woman be comfortable enough to say, well, let's take this in a different perspective. And it's not necessarily challenging you, but it's challenging your thinking and saying that you should maybe do something better. And technically, isn't that what you want? Don't you want to build with somebody who's going to challenge, not challenge you as in like I'm right or wrong or we're bumping heads, but challenge you to be greater, to expand your fields, to be like, babe, you've been doing this. How about you try this a little differently?
I don't want anyone who can challenge me. I want someone who can support me. There's a difference. Don't challenge me, just support me.
So what's the difference?
Help me. Challenge me is just like we're doing a challenge. It's like either you're right or I'm wrong. But supporting me is like, hey, I'm doing this one. Oh, babe, you know what you're doing? I think you should do it this way.
Right.
I mean, it might be the same, but when you challenge, it changes the whole dynamic of everything.
I definitely think that the choice of words is important. And it's also important on how men hear it. Because if I say challenge, like you said, that's all men are going to focus on, versus if I say support, even if I'm saying the same thing, it's going to look a little different. Because if I say, babe, why don't you look at it this way or do something, I'm still challenging you to go above and beyond, because I believe in you. I believe that you can go here. But not only that, it's not my belief, it's your belief too, because this is what you told me that you wanted to do. So yeah, I'm going to say, oh, I'm going to support you. But when you think about a challenge, I am challenging you to grow. I am challenging you to be your best self. Now, I'm not giving you an ultimatum, because that's different. I'm not saying that we're right or wrong, but I am saying, hey, I believe in you. And I know that if you look at it from a different perspective, you can get there. Babe, I want you to take some time to yourself to do this. Or what do you need to get there? I'm challenging you to think. I'm supporting you too, but I'm trying to motivate you and get you going, because as a wife, I'm not gonna just be to be like, oh, what do you need, dear? No, it's not gonna always be like that, because we're human too.
It's the same thing when guys talk about, oh, I want a girl who's submissive. Most women don't like that. So what do you think about submission when a guy say, yo, I want my woman to be submissive? How do you see it? What do you think about it?
I don't get offended. I think that submission comes naturally. I think once a man shows you that they can lead, and it's easy to submit to somebody who takes care of you, who allows you to be vulnerable, who shows that they're actually going to put in the energy. The problem is when you come in and say, I have a dick, you should submit. Like, that's not how it works. But naturally, I know men who are like men, and they don't really have a problem with submission, because at the end of the day, they're going to put that in there. Oh, you don't trust me? Why? Let's talk about this. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this is what you need? Trash is already out. They're already doing everything they need to do to make you feel safe and comfortable. Like, you ever seen like a girl who's mad like ratchet, mad hard, but she just get around this nigga and all of a sudden it's just like, and she starts softening up and stuff like that. Why? Because that man is feeding her what she needs to submit to her femininity and her softness. Not a lot of men, again, are willing to do the work and the temperature. They just want that submission because they're the quote unquote man.
I heard this a lot. Women will say like, I'll be submissive to the right man. Can a man say I'll be masculine to the right woman?
I think it depends on your fundamental thinking. Again, I think that for men, you guys like to be like masculine in general. Like I actually like, what makes you a man? You know what I'm saying? So you have to do those things regardless. And I think you guys have a natural sense to lead regardless of the situation. And that's why when a woman doesn't submit, even if that's not your right woman, it hurts your ego and it becomes confrontational and it becomes a problem. Because as a man, you don't go, oh, that's not my woman, she shouldn't submit. You go, why isn't she submitting to me? Like, she should be submitting to me. I'm the man, you know? So I think that one, because of the who men say that they are, generally, like, it doesn't work for you because it goes against your fundamental thinking and being. However, I think that you'll know if a man wants to lead you. I think that you do pick on who you want to lead, because there's some men you'll let the woman just be, and yeah, she's around, yeah, whatever, but then there's certain women that you take care of and that you actually lead and you show up for and you put in that extra energy for. So I think that naturally you guys do decide to do that. I think it's more subconscious than women. I think that we're more conscious of what we're going through and what we're feeling and whether or not we're submitting or not. Versus men, you have to be reminded, like, well, are you leading? Like, have you taken out the trash? Like, did I ask you for this? But yeah, I'm supposed to just wake up and want to suck your dick? Like, no, it don't work that way. You can't always get what you want from that. If that woman,
you can if you lie sometimes.
If you lie, exactly. You wonder why you end up with a headache at the end.
What do you mean?
Like, for example, like, once you lie, you have to keep up with that energy of whatever the lie is in order for you to continue to at least get from the girl that you got that from, because that's what you're expecting. When you lie, you're setting the expectation. So at the end of the day, and the thing about it is that there's women that are on that time where it's like, okay, we also have lives. We also have that. Not every woman is looking to be a wife, right from the dating table, you know? Mm-hmm. Some women are just looking for a good time. So my thing is, you can play your lane, you can be a good guy and just find the women that are for you. I think that another reason why men are not authentic is because you guys are scared of being vulnerable and being rejected. That's a problem. It's like, oh, I can't get what I want. No, but isn't it better to get what you want from somebody who actually wants it from you versus being somebody that you're not and getting what you think you want? It's like better. Imposter syndrome, like almost like it has the same effects. So why not be yourself, talk about what you want and come straight up, full woman, avoid the headache.
That's true, but you know what? Most women don't like the truth.
I think that
you cannot be too upfront with a woman.
I think that women like the truth. I think that a woman that is still healing,
but you cannot handle it,
or insecure. It depends on what phase the woman is in. Some women don't like the truth or aren't ready for it. They may have some healing to do or some, self-reflection to do. But like, if you're dealing with a woman who's like about her business, who knows what she wants, who is confident, who has gotten to the level where, she knows who she is and she has value, she's gonna want the truth. Because just like you ain't got time to waste, I ain't got time to waste. So I want to know what time you on, so I know what time to be on, and let's just.
I that's true, but I think there's a way to say the truth, because let's say a man just want to have sex with you, it's not just gonna come to be like, "Oh, girl, you look beautiful. I just want to have sex with you. Let's go."
No, of course not. Because, like, again, we can get it from anybody. You still have to be
Right.
strategic. You still have to, it's
So
like,
that's lying, though.
it's not lying. It's not lying. You can be yourself and say, like for example, like, you go out and be like, hey, I'm not in a place where I want to, like, I can commit to somebody, but I do want a person. I thought you was very attractive, and this is where I'm at. This is what I have to give. You can still get to know that person and learn that person. And let's say, one day, hey, I know that you're working really hard. I have some free time. If you're free, let me come rub your back. You know what I'm saying? Set the mood right. I got some candles. I cooked some dinner. Like, yeah, we need our timeouts too. Like, So at the end of the day, like, yeah, we're not going to settle for anything. You can't just come out and be like, I want sex. Do you want sex? No, you do have to put thought and energy into it. And we're not asking for the type of energy that you're going to give your wife. But at the end of the day, and that's what I feel like, a lot of men, you guys don't know how to date and be men and be respectful with it. And you guys kind of play yourself and create your own problem, I feel like, in the end.
You keep saying create your own problem.
Y'all do.
What do you mean by that?
I think that fundamentally, I believe that men set the tone. Like, you guys want to set the tone. You guys want to be in control, right? This is like all the masculine features that y'all talk about. Like, I'm the man, right?
Facts.
So that's part of it, is controlling the temperature in the room. And I think that for some men, you say that you don't want this, or you want an authentic person. You want a woman to be direct, but then you're not direct. But then you act superficial, and then you chase the superficial woman, and then you invest in superficial women, because, again, that's the trophy that you guys want to walk into the club with, or whatever. But then you realize that, okay, I want something authentic. I want something real. Or why don't you just do this? But this is what you were asking her to do. This is what you've been courting. This is what you've been posting. This is what you like, versus a woman who's kind of being herself. And that doesn't mean that she can't be a bad bitch. You know what I'm saying? She could be a bad bitch, but at the same time, she has to be a real bitch at the same time. You know?
Real bitch. You mentioned about trophy wife. What do you mean about trophy wife?
So I think that there's your wife and there's, like, trophy wives. I think trophy wives are just when you're trying to make your family or society happy. It's what you think you should have and what seems of value to the world. But your actual wife is somebody that you're trying to build with and who adds value to you regardless of what the world says or what your family says. It's the woman that you chose because of the vision that you have. And I think that's another thing. You have to know yourself. You have to know your vision when you are looking for your wife. Like, you know what I mean? And again, if you have to set that tone. So, like, if you're in a relationship and, your woman is acting a certain way or doesn't trust you, have you added security to the room where she can trust you to lead? You don't just get that because you got a penis.
All right. Can you be an actual wife and a trophy wife at the same time?
No, because
How come?
I mean, at the end of the day, your wife is going to be a prize to you. It doesn't mean that you're not happy with her. That's not somebody that you look good with. But again, a trophy is by somebody else's standards, versus your own standards. I think that, and it's something that you fit the bill for. It's a trophy. Like, you think of the Grammys, it's based off of popularity, all these standards that are already put into place, right? Again, that's a trophy wife. But if you think of your wife, she may not fit what society says that she should fit, but that is what you need. So that is your trophy, but not everybody may see her as a trophy. There's some men who are happy with their woman, but let's say that the woman doesn't get along with the sister because the sister thinks that she should be this way or you should be married to this thing. And if you go with that, then you're looking for a trophy wife versus saying, this is the woman that fits me and because of this, and you should guys should love her and accept her, and or at least be willing to meet on common ground because this is my wife. There's a difference.
So you're saying that there's no way that you can have a girl that people want from you and you want from yourself at the same time?
I'm saying that there is a way, but at the end of the day, if we're all being our authentic selves, what's for you isn't going to be for everybody. And that's okay.
That's facts.
And that's the difference between having a trophy wife and having your wife. Because at the end of the day, she's going to be a trophy for you regardless. She doesn't have to win the popularity contest in order to be your wife. She has to win you. And of course, in order to win you, she has to be that bitch. Right? That's what you like.
Not necessarily.
But
Not really.
no, but like, you know, she has to fit certain bills. Like, you know, she's going to be respected and she may be admired by a lot of people. But it's about what you want. Because there's going to be a time where society is going to be like, I may not like this about her. And you have to stand on you like this about her. Can you do that?
What do you think about nowadays dating scenes?
I think it's interesting.
Elaborate.
I think that when dating, you learn a lot about like social norms and like what's going on in the world. I think that like I haven't had a bad dating experience, I can really say.
Okay.
I know my friends have, and I've heard stories.
You got stories?
I have stories.
Tell us some stories. We're ready for it.
Oh no, these are my friends' stories.
That's fine. Yeah, your friends' stories. You can say it. You can say it.
All right, let me think of one. But before I tell the
Okay.
story, I'll put my point. And I'll just say, like, again, they're not willing to be authentic. They're not willing to be themselves. And, like, it's kind of funny because everybody wants a real thing, but they're playing a game. And it's just like...
Wait, when you say they don't want to be authentic, are you referring to men only or men and
No,
women?
absolutely not. I think it's men and women. Now, I
Okay.
think that those things look different for men and those things look different for women. Like, for example, I feel like a lot of men, like, pretend they're more financially off than they are. Which I feel like at the end of the day, if we're all going to be real, we know what the economy looks like. We know that it's hard out here for
Especially being black.
everybody. Yo, like, do you know what rent is for, like, a closet? Never mind, a two, like, you know? So I feel like, you know, but you're afraid to be like, hey, I'm building my dream. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm working towards, because you're afraid of the rejection of where you're at now. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, that's part of being authentic. Like, if you can't take me to, like, the 5-star restaurants, you don't have to come with that energy. Instead, like, bring me where you're at. I want to know where you're at. I want to know who you are. And I want you to put thought, but thought doesn't always have to accumulate to you spending the max or you going broke. I feel like with men, y'all got to get creative and start using your brain, and maybe you'll save a couple of bucks. Now, that don't mean be cheap,
Yeah.
but be thoughtful and
Yeah.
be strategic. I think with women, you know, you think of, okay, what I have to look, what I have to wear. Like, a big thing I feel like with women is eat. Like, I love food, so I'm going to eat. Like, you take me on a date, I'm going to eat. I'm going to enjoy my food.